What's good, everyone? This is your boy DJ's Raw Uncut Truth. Give you that raw content that you deservedly need. And shout out to new media. Shout out to those who support the channel as we grow into something special. This is a community that's based on everybody putting in work, giving you the news that you need. Today's topic will be Urban Meyer, breaking news. Breaking motherfucking news. Urban Meyer, and these reports are coming out in the woodworks. He's in Jacksonville right now. Him and the Jacksonville Jaguars are finalizing a deal. I'm going to tell you why this is big time. Yes, Urban Meyer never coached in the NFL. We get that. But if he does this right, good things can happen for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, anyone who knows me, I'm a Cowboys fan. But I like football, and I like to see small market teams do well. And DUUUVAL, shout out to Duval County, shout out to the brothers and sisters in Jacksonville. Look what you guys got potential-wise. So the Jacksonville Jaguars got the most cap space in the NFL. They also have 11 draft picks, including 2 first and 2 second round picks. And to cap all that, they had the number 1 overall pick. Don't forget, they have some talent. Let's not forget who's on their roster. DJ Chark, Josh Allen, the defense and Josh Allen, by the way. James Robinson, who was undrafted, and he did well as a running back, had over 1,000 yards. CJ Henderson, who they drafted from Florida. He's very good. And then you add the cap. Also, Florida has no state taxes. So if they play this right and Urban Meyer can get some assistance on his team, this team should take off. There's no pressure in Jacksonville. Yes, the fans want to win there, but they just want an identity. You know, they're not unrealistic saying, oh, the team better be 11-5 next year. If the Jacksonville Jaguars are, let's say, 9-7, 8-8 with Trevor Lawrence, then, man, that's a win-win for the organization. Now, Urban Meyer does have his haters. For some reason, they want him to fail. But every coaching stop he's had, he's turned the program around. Look at Bowling Green. Bowling Green was nothing before he got there, and he turned that program around. And then he went to Utah with Alex Smith. They turned that program around, and they had an undefeated season. I think it was in 2004. And then Florida won 2 national championships in Florida. Took a little break. And when he went to Ohio State, they upset Alabama that year, and they beat Oregon for the 2014-15 national championship. So this is a big move for the team. And yeah, big spell one. Florida Gators, they're still mad about what happened with Urban Meyer, how he left. But if he wins with Jacksonville, maybe he can mend some of those problems. But I'm one of those people. I was kind of tipped off too when he left Florida. I'm going to be honest, because Florida has something going, even though they lost to Bama. I still thought they were a quarterback away from building another championship team. But yeah, that's a lot of cap space they got, man. No state taxes in Florida. You think the elite athlete's going to turn that down? And I know most of you are going to be saying, well, that's Jacksonville. Nobody want to go to Jacksonville. As long as you have that check in the lower state taxes, they'll think about it. Shout out to Mr. Jones, new media representing. Now, Big Spell 1 says Justin Fields going number 1. I think they're going with Trevor Lawrence. You know, I think Justin Fields will be a great player in the NFL. and I see that the media shines are hating on Justin Fields, but I for some reason I just think they're going with Trevor Lawrence. Red Pill Alpha says, shout out to the OG DJ's Raw and Cut Truth, new media. Thank you, my brother. Red Pill Alpha says, my Texans are trash. I was a big fan of JJ Watt growing up. His 4 a.m. workouts were different intensity. Yeah. They needed to do right by Deshaun Watson. I don't know what the Texans are doing. The next year, the Titans are going to be good. Don't forget, the Titans have one thing that other teams don't have. Since their quarterback, Ryan Tannehill, took a team-friendly contract, the Titans are able to acquire more good players on their already good roster. Shout out to Uncle Rico. He in the house representing that new media. Thank you, my brother. Big Spell One says, I agree. Trevor should go number 1. We got Revolution Radio in the house, man. My brother, new media representing today. But I learned one thing about Urban Meyer. When he takes a rebuilding project, never count him out. Remember, Ohio State, when he took that job, it wasn't the Ohio State that we know now. Ohio State was on probation because of the tattoo scandal, and he had to reconstruct that roster. He had to out-recruit people. There were people out negatively recruiting against Urban Meyer, and he found a way to create a national championship team that you saw in 2014-15. Durr says, Meyer ain't drafting Fields. Trust me, he loves Fields. He's always talked great about Fields. I just don't think he's drafted Fields. Let me reiterate. I think Justin Fields would be a great player in the NFL, but one thing you can't be in this profession, when someone says that a certain player is a can't-miss prospect, you cannot pass on him. So that's Trevor Lawrence. Because if Trevor Lawrence goes to another team and shows his potential, it's going to be a bad look. But yeah, I have a good feeling that Justin Fields is going to be a player that's exceeds expectations with the right team, of course. Red Pill Alpha says Robert the third still in the NFL. Dude was a monster at Baylor with the read option. Yeah, the problem with Robert Griffin III, he kept having injuries, and that caused him to be more timid with his play. And plus, the Shanahans didn't use him well later in his career. A lot of politicking with that, but that's another video for another day. Also, breaking news. Charlie Strong is expected to be joining the Urban Meyer coaching tree. Charlie Strong is a brother who coached at Texas and UCF. Didn't really have the success as a head coach, but he's a great defensive coordinator. He's great with DBs. That's a good pickup. Man, this news is coming out quick, man. But yeah, they have the pieces in Jacksonville. They just got to have the organization to give them the backing, the money. They got to pay for some players. They got to get more physical. Let me see. Revolution Radio said used to be the defensive coordinator at Florida when Urban was there. Yeah, he did a great job at Florida, as Charlie Strong did. Charlie Strong had those DBs just headhunting, man. It was shut down Island when he was there. He had Joe Hayden on there and plenty of others. He had Jenkins on there at DB as well. They were DBU at the time. I know LSU says it, but when Urban Meyer and Charlie Strong was at Florida, Florida was literally DBU. You couldn't even get 300 yards most days on that team. Oh, yeah, I got to get you a wrench, brother. Sorry about that. Let me do that real quick. I thought I did that for you, Rev. But the AFC South, I'm saying this right now. The AFC South is going to be so tough next year. Taking away the Texans, I still think the Colts are going to be great. I just told you about the Tennessee Titans. They still got Derrick Henry on a contract, and Tannehill's contract is team friendly. They're going to add more players. They're going to improve their roster, and it's not going to be easy selling. Yeah, Rev, they had Joe Hayden, Brandon Spikes. Yeah, Florida was, man, they're talking about Alabama being, I think their coach, not their coach, their quarterback, Mac Jones, when he said that this year's Alabama team is the greatest teams of all time, I don't see it. Because those Florida teams were cold. LSU last year was cold. Miami 2001. Yeah, y'all hit that like button, man. Red Pill Alpha said, man, DJ hating on my Texans. Haha. Even Andre Johnson, our old receiver, hating on us. It's not hating on the Texans. The Texans front office don't know what they're doing. The Texans front office is wasting Deshaun Watson's career. And Deshaun Watson needs to go to a team where he can contend. It's really sad because if Deshaun Watson was in any other team with defensive weapons and offensive line, he's never had a top-notch offensive line. I mean, Patrick Mahomes, who is an amazing player, has always had top-notch O-linemen. So for Deshaun Watson to not have the GM that he wanted, they didn't even let Deshaun Watson in the hiring process. That's disrespect to the brother. When Deshaun Watson wanted to get the head coach he wants to interview, they wouldn't even do it. He wanted Eric Bieniemy, the brother who's the assistant coach of the Chiefs. They didn't give him an interview. Now I'm hearing reports they just started to give him an interview due to pressure. That's disrespect. Mr. Jones says, tell Deshaun to come to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Oh, that would be dope. That would be dope, man. If I say this, if Deshaun Watson is playing for the Steelers, oh my God, his career is going to go to another level. And then for the Steelers, within a 3-year window, they could win a championship with him. He could run, he could throw, just what they need. Big Ben, he's done. He doesn't have it anymore. Yes, he had 500 yards, but don't forget, the Browns was in prevent the whole time because they had corners that were injured or in the COVID list. Denzel Ward didn't play that game, so they had to go on prevent the whole game. Rap God, salute to Rap God. He says, salute to DJ, good afternoon. He also say, should Deshaun demand a trade? Yes, he should. Yes, he should. Steelers need a running back too. Oh, I talked to Mr. Jones on Twitter about this. Mr. Jones, your Steelers needs to get that Najee Harris. I think they could find a way to get him in the second round because running backs for some reason are not getting drafted too highly, and they can use him. If they get a Najee Harris, that will set something good up for the Steelers. Revolution says, Brother Jones was cracking, my brother. Oh, yeah. Mr. Jones, a real one, brother. Rev said, I'm good. Just preparing these ribs for DJ to barbecue after the Hornets play tonight. Yeah, you know we doing that. Get your plates ready for the barbecue tonight. 704 Bounce says, balance it out. Yeah, that's what a good running back is. If the Steelers get Najee Harris and get a left tackle, they're shoring up their run game. It balances the offense. They can run up clock, and they have a good defense to shut down and run. They got Joe Hayden, who's a shutdown corner. Man, you fix the problems like that. But you gotta, if you're the Steelers, you gotta get a quarterback. Rap God says, I'm a Dolphins fan. What do you love about Tua? I like that Tua is knowledgeable. He's just recovering from that hip injury he had in college. So this year was just like a quote unquote rough draft year, I call it. Because you don't get to see the final product of Tua, but you know it's there. So Tua, all the Miami Dolphins need is to reassure that offensive line, keep them upright. The Dolphins should be a good team next year. They have a great coach in Brian Flores. The brother just knows what he's doing on defense. They just got to get a couple more pieces in free agency. They'll be all right. Rev says Tua is a slant thrower, bro, but also a great anticipation thrower. Y'all need to try him with Devontae. That's funny, bro. Oh, Devontae Smith. Yes, that's who they need to get. If you're a Dolphins fan and you're listening, your team needs to get Devontae Smith by any means necessary. By any means necessary. You know, the Jaguars and Jets are trying to get quarterbacks and many others. Skip over a couple teams, you could get Devontae Smith because he will be taken early. Rev says Najee's a dog. Yes, and you imagine him with the Steelers? Oh, that's over. Uh, 704 Bound Charlotte says Dolphins, if they're smart, better draft left tackle from Oregon. Oh, yeah, Penei Sewell. Let me tell you about Penei Sewell. Penei Sewell is graded to be one of the most talented offensive linemen to come out in years. If the Dolphins get him, oh my God, they're going to shore up the running game. They're going to keep Tua upright. But in the back of my head, I want them to get Devontae Smith with Tua. They know each other. They got good chemistry from playing from Alabama. Man, this is going to be a hard draft choice for the Miami Dolphins. Daniel Brooks says Miami's pick is third. All they have to do is wait. Yep, don't make any moves. If you're the Miami Dolphins, don't make any moves. Stay right put. Do not try to trade out of that pick. You'll get who you want at third. Don't be like, oh, a receiver's not going to get taken at third or fourth. Let me trade out and go to sixth. Don't do that. Stay where you're at. You know that the Jaguars and Jets are getting quarterbacks. Get you either Devontae Smith or Penei Sewell. Both players are legit. Rap Guy says, I want Devontae Smith. Can you blame him? I mean, this is the best college receiver I've ever seen. But back to the Jaguars, man. The Jaguars are always a team that got enough pieces on their roster, but they just never put it together. Getting you a Trevor Lawrence, getting you a Urban Meyer, getting you a great coaching staff can fix all that. It can rectify those problems. Also, yeah, Rev is right. Don't sleep on Charlotte at the next level. Maybe Waddle, don't sleep. Okay. Yeah, Jalen Waddle. Shout out to Jalen Waddle. He's from H-Town, where I'm from. He's a sleeper. Now, he was injured this year, but, man, he reminds me of Tyreek Hill. When he's healthy, he's a burner. And he's strong. And he can catch on the run. Whoever gets Jalen Waddle is getting a steal. Durr says Eric Bieniemy to Jax as assistant head coach OC, I hope. Man, if I'm Urban Meyer, I'm on the phone with Eric Bieniemy, and I'm telling him, hey, I'm going to give you an offer. I'm 56 years old. I'm going to coach this team 3 to 4 years. When I'm done, this team is yours. I'll make him the assistant head coach. Give him all the power he needs. Give him all the money he needs. Whatever rookie quarterback they draft, and you put Eric Bieniemy with the quarterback they draft and the weapons they have, man, that offense will go. That's what I would do. I don't know if the Jaguars are going to attempt that, but if I was them, if I was Urban Meyer, I'll pull the plug on that. Now, credit to Urban Meyer. Urban Meyer is taking this whole NFL thing seriously. Right now, I'm hearing rumors he's really trying to give the Jaguars a top-notch coaching staff. And one thing I respect about Urban Meyer, and I know everybody talk about it's not about race, but I respect this. Urban Meyer always, it seems like he always put brothers in a position to grow. He always had black coaches on his roster. I love that. He reached out to Charlie Strong. Word is Charlie Strong's going to be on his coaching staff and plenty of others. At the end of the day, the reason why Urban Meyer won those championships, he just wanted to have the best coaching staff to win. He wanted to have the best players to win. He didn't care who it was. And that's why he's always been a winner. Rev says, DJ, you really believe Trevor White, Jesus Lawrence? I love it. I think Trevor Lawrence has talent. I truly believe that. Now, is he John Elway? I'm not going to go that far. I think a lot of people, they overanalyze these prospects and they think that they're the saviors. But I'm going to go out on a limb. I don't think Justin Fields is far behind of Trevor Lawrence. I think Justin Fields is almost as good as Trevor Lawrence. When you watch the national championship game, yes, Ohio State got their butts whooped. But with 2 broken ribs, Justin Fields did not turn over the ball. He had 90+% QBR with 2 broken ribs. And he was just accurate enough. He missed some throws, but that's because he had 2 broken ribs. That shows me guts. And any team that drafts Justin Fields is going to draft a player who has heart, who has determination, who wants to be great. So would it shock me if the Jaguars take Justin Fields? Nothing shocks me in the NFL. At the end of the day, Urban Meyer is going to get the guy he wants. 704 pounds said he will pass on Fields' watch. I think so too. I think the organization, the Jaguars organization, are just so sold on Trevor Lawrence. If you look at the tea leaves and the reports, it's always been Jaguars and Trevor Lawrence the whole time. White Jesus. Yeah, that thing made me laugh as well. Yeah, that was funny. But, man, this NFL season coming up, it's going to be interesting, man. It's funny. This is who I wanted the Dallas Cowboys to get last season. Any of you who are Cowboy fans know that the number one problem with the Cowboys is that they have coaches who are too coddling, too soft. And I wanted the Cowboys to get Urban Meyer. Now that's not happening. We're stuck with the lame coach we have now. But yeah, Jacksonville is very fortunate to get Urban Meyer. Urban Meyer is going to serve as the CEO of the Jaguars, meaning kind of like Jimmy Johnson. Urban Meyer's not Jimmy Johnson, but you know how Jimmy Johnson was like the CEO of the Cowboys, had everything structured, had everything aligned with coaching staffs and players that fit. I see the same thing with how Urban's going to be with the Jaguars. He's going to have the coaching staff top tier, heavily priced. They're going to have everybody doing specific jobs, and he's going to just organize the damn thing. Durr says Eric Bieniemy deserves a chance at a head coaching job. I believe so too, but if they're not offering Eric Bieniemy the money he wants, I'll take that deal with Urban to be the assistant head coach. You're going to pretty much get treated like a head coach. And Urban Meyer's 56, and I'm sure he's not going to do this multiple years now. So that'd be a perfect spot. Rev says, my brother DJ, is my guy Dak going to get paid? It's a lot of quarterbacks be had in the first round. We'll see. It depends on his agent. His agent is trying to play hardball and Jerry Jones. You know how Jerry Jones is. So it's an ego trip. They got to come to an understanding. Jerry Jones wants Dak to take the 5 to 6 year deal so they could stretch the contract so they could have cap space. Because Jerry Jones overpaid some overrated defenders, and you saw how bad our defense is. Plus, they overpaid Zeke and overpaid Cooper. So they're paying for that. Hopefully they get it done. I'm hearing a report that Dak and his agent wants $39 million per year in 4 years. So they're kind of tussling with that. The Cowboys feel like, I understand $35 million, but not $39 million. And that's their dilemma right now. Oh, I got a great question. Travion Scott says, ceiling for the Jags with Meyer. I'm going to go 8-8. Because I think they're going to spend on free agency. The Texans, you don't know how they're going to do. Colts, I think they lose Phillip Rivers. I don't know. I think Phillip Rivers is going to retire. He should retire. So I'm going to say 8-8. Daniel Brooks says the problem with EB is that Andy Reid calls plays on offense for KC. Let's see if EB could do as a play caller. They take turns calling plays. Eric Bieniemy, there was a behind the scenes video of Eric Bieniemy getting on his offensive players because they had a lack of fire in their lack of energy and not completing the plays that's being asked. And he chewed them up. That's when I knew he'll be a great head coach one day. He could be a head coach right now. He's seen what success looks like. And yes, he's on a team with Patrick Mahomes, but I still believe that Eric Bieniemy is it for the head coach. Daniel Brooks says, I'll take 8-8, better than 1-5. See? That's the smartest thing Urban Meyer did. There's no pressure in Jacksonville. You go 8-8 in Jacksonville, they out here going to have a parade probably. Travion Scott says, Deshaun got to get out of Houston ASAP. You know I love H-Town. That's my home, man. I love the people there. If I was in his shoes, I'm going to be honest, I'm exploring everything to be in a better position. You can't let organizations screw your future up. I don't care if it's NFL, NBA, baseball, you name it. Because if you allow them to, they're going to mess up your whole career. And then they're going to look back like, well, he's a great player, but he just didn't win enough. And I definitely don't want that for Deshaun. Durr says Jags should get on the phone with EB last week. Pay him whatever he wants to be head coach in waiting. EB is going to be very successful. Yeah, I believe that as well. That's what I would do. Give him the Brinks truck. Give Bieniemy the Brinks truck. Let him roll. Give him some power. I'll take that deal if I was him. Revolution Radio says Houston sports is losing right now. Yeah, it is. It's sad up in Houston, man. My kinfolk in H-Town, man, they said they can't even read the Houston Chronicle like they used to because it's so depressing. James Harden gets traded because He's not a winner. He wants things easy for him, so he bitching and complaining, wanting to get out of H-Town. And then we got the Deshaun Watson situation because of bad management. It's going bad in Houston, man. Best Impact says, what do you think about Baker Mayfield? Okay, this is my honest assessment of Baker Mayfield. I think he's one of those quarterbacks who, yes, he's very accurate, but you need to have him conserve his, erratic play at times. And that's why Kevin Stefanski is the best coach for him, because Baker doesn't have to do it too much. All he has to do is manage the game, give the ball to your stellar running backs, Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt. And then in third down, if you're 3rd and 10, you give it to Jarvis Landry. That's all you have to do. That's all you have to do if you're the Cleveland Browns. Don't have Baker Maker do too much. Have him in the bootlegs. Give him some bootlegs, play action. The Cleveland Browns are good that way. That's what I think of Baker. Not too much of a game manager. He's better than a game manager, but he's not a star. He's a good player, but he's not like Deshaun and those guys. He's just normal, really. Rap Guy says, why are people giving Carson Wentz a pass but not Deshaun Watson? It's the I'm gonna keep it like this, right? The complexion for protection. Let me repeat that. It's the complexion for protection. Since Carson Wentz has the look of a golden boy, they protect him. Since Deshaun Watson is a brother like many of us are, they don't. Shun on him. Deshaun Watson leads the NFL in passing touchdowns and passing yards, and they still shit on him. Playing with a horrible offensive line, doesn't have a number one receiver because they traded him away, and a dysfunctional franchise. But that's how the game goes, unfortunately. Daniel Brooks says, I think Deshaun is going to hassle for his new team thanks to agent David Malugeta. Yes, David Malugeta is from Texas as well. His agent is an up-and-coming super agent. He's almost to the level of Drew Rosenhaus. He's going to find some way to get this done. Just wait in a couple months, probably in weeks. I would not be surprised if Deshaun Watson is traded at all. They may have to give up the farm, but I'll say this to the teams who are a quarterback away. If you're a quarterback away, you make any type of move that you need to make to get Deshaun Watson by any means necessary. Whether it's Pittsburgh Steelers, the 49ers, many others, you make that move. Yeah, hit that like button, everybody. But I'm about to end the stream. I'm about to have another stream talking about the Brooklyn Nets. Stay tuned for that. Shout out to everybody in the channel. Support new media, the movement y'all want to roll with. All praise to the Most High. Peace.